Want a soar? Get a mentor. Hey, it's Nina Carmichael. We made these videos probably because you are the most ambitious person in your circle. You know you're capable of more and you get that push by surrounding yourself with the best. So today let's learn from one of the best, my husband Evan Carmichael. And here's what separates people who wins from those who fail. Enjoy! Let's kick it off with rule number 1, build momentum.
The only thing missing in your life is momentum. You're a genius. You've got great ideas. You are the Michael Jordan of something. The only thing that is stopping you is your ability to do difficult things and start building momentum. I think for so many people, it's not just doing the thing that scares you first thing in the morning, it's doing it at all. Most people just don't do it at all. You've got a great idea. You know it can work. But you're afraid of judgment, you don't know where to start, you're afraid of it being not perfect and people telling you that you suck and you failing publicly. You're afraid of all that stuff, and so you don't do anything. You got your foot on the gas and brake at the same time, knowing that you're capable of more, knowing that you have greatness in here, but then being too afraid to go off and execute it. And so I think not just starting your day with the thing that scares you, just moving, doing something, anything, just getting started on your crazy idea. It's not that you're leaving it to the afternoon, it's that most people aren't doing it at all. So I was on a call with an entrepreneur friend of mine yesterday, and she was upset, she was frustrated. She had decided last year, mid last year, right, June, July last year, that she needed to let somebody go on her team. This person was being toxic in their environment, was still producing results for the company, but just being a big drag on the company, on the culture, and on herself as trying to lead this team of people. And so she decided, I gotta let this person go. It's 6-7 months later now, and she still hasn't done it. She still hasn't done it because she's afraid of maybe not finding the right person to replace, the impact of having to go through training and hiring all over again. And she just hasn't made the decision. The biggest problem is she has not decided. And so I said, when is this gonna matter to you? You decided, right, last year, 6, 7, 8 months ago, and you still haven't done the thing. And she said, well, if it gets to a year and I still haven't done it, then I have to go off and do it. And this is where your standards come into place. How long after you've made a decision do you actually start to do something about it? In her case, her standards were a year, in that she decided, but then a year later, that's when it's too much. That's when it's gone too far. That if she hasn't done it in a year, now it's too much. I want you to shorten that gap. Teach yourself that as soon as you decide, you do something, you act, you put the plan into motion, because you don't have that many years left. I look at her, you know, she's not old yet, she's not midlife yet, but you don't have that many years left. And this isn't even that big a decision. Whatever is in front of you is not actually that big a decision. There are much bigger decisions ahead. It may feel like a big decision. It may feel like it. But after you've done it and you get through it, you realize, I could do that again. And there's another bigger decision ahead. You need to shorten the gap between deciding that you want to do something and actually taking action towards it. I'm going to give you a 3-step process that I think will help. Step 1 is identify, what do you need to do that scares you? What do you need to do? You have ambitions, you have goals, you have dreams, you know you want to accomplish something big, right? You know you're capable of more. What do you want to do that scares you? If you have big dreams, it needs to come with a healthy dose of fear. If you're not afraid of what you want to do, it's not big enough. If you wake up and just do the things that you know how to do and what to do, you actually hate your life. You're just waking up and doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. You want to do something bigger, and that's scary. So what is it? What is the most important thing that you need to do right now in your business or your life that scares you? Number 2, identify what is the BS out that you keep giving yourself. You're giving yourself an out. You're letting yourself off the hook. You're telling yourself, I'll do it after X. I'll do it when this. You keep giving yourself a reason why not to do it today. What is the BS reason? It's not total BS. There's some logic in it because you're a smart person. You wouldn't come up with some really stupid reason why you can't do it. You're giving yourself a really smart reason why you can't do it yet, right? It's scary. It's not because you're afraid, of course not. It's because of this very logical thing. And once I get through this, then I can do it. But then once you get through that thing, there's something new in the way, right? And you keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. So identify, what is the BS out, the BS excuse, the BS reason that you are giving yourself for not pulling the trigger today? And then step number 3 is, how will you build momentum for it today? Today matters. Today, you wrote it down. Teach yourself. The fact that you wrote it down, the fact that you're thinking about it means you have to do something about it. You are not allowed, no more, not anymore. You are not allowed to think of something that scares you that you want to do. You want to do it and it scares you. You are not allowed to put it off anymore. You are not allowed to then sit and say, well, I'll do it later. You may not be able to fully do it right now, but some small step, an email, research, a phone call, something, some small step right now, immediately to say, I'm going to build momentum towards this. That's what you want to teach yourself. That's one of the greatest gifts that you can ever teach yourself, is that as soon as you come up with an idea, that you are a genius, that you are Michael Jordan, that you are capable, that you will figure it out, and that it's scary. And that's amazing because you do scary things. Identify the BS reasons why you're not actually doing it, and then today, immediately build some kind of momentum towards it.
If you want to have more confidence and motivation, check out our 254 series. The link is in the description below.
And so I highly recommend that you print off 20 to 30 copies of your book before it goes to final print, and just get feedback from people who are inside your target market and outside, just to get tips, suggestions.
And what you need to do is inoculate yourself against the judgment and learn to take action on your ideas, because the alternative is a life filled with regret.
Surround yourself with greatness. If you want to be more confident, you need to surround yourself with things that make you feel confident.
Rule number 2, stay in mediocrity.
If you are the most ambitious person that you know, you are going to play small for life. Look around at your friends, your family, the people that you hang out with. What do they want out of life? If you're the one always pushing them and no one's pushing you, guess what happens? You don't get the push that you need, and you stay in mediocrity, being the best in a group of unambitious people. So I just came back from an event in Florida that I was doing a keynote at, and at the end, I challenged an entrepreneur who showed up to make some changes on his YouTube channel. We met over dinner. I helped him with his YouTube channel. It was him and his business partner sitting there, and I said, by tomorrow, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go in and make sure you have these things updated. And he said, yes, I'll do it. I said, it's important to do it by tomorrow because I'm still here. I'm still here in the morning. If you need anything, you can ask me face to face while I'm still here before I fly home to Toronto. Yes, I'll do it. Next morning comes around. We show up in a meeting. I got a meetup happening. We got, I don't know, 30 people who showed up to meet with me. And I see him out of the corner of my eye sitting at the back of the room, and I say, hey, did you do the thing that I told you to do? And he said, no, I didn't do it. I said, why? What happened? He said, well, we were doing lots of other stuff. It's been a full day. You know, we had this entire day of speaking and meeting people, and then so much information. We went home. We were doing all this kind of work. Okay, great. But what about the promise that you made to me to do it? And then his business partner chimes in and said, you know, it's actually my fault. I told him. Evan's probably not going to notice. He's not going to remember. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of it when we all fly back home. And so I told him, don't let your business partner's low standards prevent you from moving forward on the things that you said you were going to do. Staying committed to the thing that you say you're going to do, your word to yourself, is the whole game. Forget about what you just say to other people. What do you do for yourself? Because we're often looking for no's. We're often looking for somebody else to give us a break, right? He's been working hard, and he is. And I know him, and I know his business partner, and these guys are not slackers. They're not slackers. And I was poking a little bit at his business partner, saying his low expectations, his low standards. But in this situation, it was true. The entrepreneur that I was speaking to said he was gonna do this thing by tomorrow morning. Before he came and went to my event, he would do it. And his business partner says he's not gonna remember. Don't worry, we've worked too hard already. Let it go. We'll do it when we get home. And they would do it when they got home. I know they would. He's looking for the reason not to do it. When you say you wanna hit the gym, when you say you want to hit these business goals, when you say you want to have this outcome and be proud of the effort that you put in every day, when you say that you're going to do something, there will be moments where you want to let yourself off the hook, where you say, I work so hard, or I'm so tired, or I deserve a break, right? This is the language you use to yourself. And so when that happens, you're looking for affirmations from the people around you. And if you are the most ambitious person in your friend group, if you are the most ambitious person, what's going to happen? They're gonna say, you already work so hard anyway. What are you talking about? Yes, of course. Give yourself the break. And it's the exact answer that you're looking for, because you wanna give yourself a break. Now, if you're proud of your effort, maybe you should take a break. But it's not because somebody with lower standards gave you the pass. It's because you're proud of the effort that you put in. And so this is where it gets really dangerous. When you are the most successful, the most ambitious person from the people around you, they're always going to give you a reason to play smaller. You can't accept it. You have to push through. You need to change your environment.
And rule number 3, believe.
You go as far as you believe you can go. When the people around you say you're crazy, when you're putting in massive effort but you're not getting the results, where you sit alone and wonder, did you just make the biggest mistake of your life by starting this business? That is the time when most people quit, and you need to believe more. Because if you love this thing, if you know that it's going to impact people and you give up too soon, you will regret for the rest of your life knowing that you were capable of more and you just quit on it a little too early. So I look at my new book as an example. I did my tour across America, met with entrepreneurs all across America, and found that people were struggling with the same thing. They want to know, how do I find what my purpose is and turn it into a lucrative business? Every city that I went to, even though that was not the topic I was covering, it came up over and over and over and over again, 23 different cities. And so I thought, I'm gonna write a book on this. This is gonna be my next book. I'm gonna take people through the process because my process works and it helped people live in 10, 15 minutes, and they're getting new ideas and results. And here we go. Like they understand what path they need to take. Finally, they have clarity on what to do next. And so I told my agent and my lit agent, like, this is the next book I wanna write. We told publishers, this is the next book I'm gonna write. And from the start, it's been this big pull. It's been fighting. We don't like the title. We don't like the concept. No, we're not gonna publish it. No, we're not gonna publish it. And I wanna do it by January because I wanna do my next tour across the rest of the United States, East Coast, Texas, Mexico. I wanna do my next tour. So I wanna have my book in stores by that time. And it's been this rough slog, where if I didn't believe in myself that this was so important, with the people who are looking at it saying, nah, we don't like this concept. Nah, it's been written before. No, this method we don't believe in. It's easy to quit. It's easy to give up. It's easy to say, forget it. I just know that it's gonna work. I know that the process helps people. I've seen it with my eyes across 23 cities over 90 days. I wrote the draft of the book and I gave it to some beta readers. And the number one piece of advice from people who've read both my books, the Your One Word and then this, like this is the better book. This is the best book you've written so far, including my self-published ones. And so what do? I've got these people who are my audience who love it, and then these people who aren't my audience but who make decisions saying, nah, we don't believe in it. I'm not gonna quit. I gotta keep going. I gotta do my tour. There better be some crazy good reason for me not to do my tour, right? Even if I have to self-publish it. Now, I'm pretty close to making my deal, making it all happen and getting timelines and all that, but we don't have a signed contract yet and anything can happen. We're pushing the timelines because I'm pushing the timelines, because otherwise this thing could drag on forever. When you have an idea that you love, that you know can have a huge impact, that's just taking longer than you hoped it would. When people are telling you that it's crazy and that it's stupid and that who are you to go off and do this thing? If you love it, you have to double down on it. You have to go in on it. You have to be open to getting help, but if that door closes, you try to find another one. And that's the story of every successful person.
Now I've got a very special bonus clip on ignore bad advice that I think you're gonna enjoy, but before that, it's time for the question of the day. How will you ignore bad advice today? Please leave in the comment below. And if you made it this far in the video and you promise to take action after watching. We don't just watch video, we do something. I want to celebrate you. Give me a hashtag believe in the comment below.
The people who are telling you that your idea won't work are not the people whose life that you want. So why are you listening to them? Your Uncle Joe, your Aunt Susan, the rest of your family, the people who you grew up with from high school, look at their life. Look at their life right now. Take away their words and what they're telling you, remove the emotion from it. Look at their life. Do you want a life like theirs? Because their advice will lead to a life like theirs. If not, then you probably should be doing the exact opposite of what they're telling you to do. Now, I think there's two types of people who will give you negative feedback. You got the haters, And then you got the people who are just ignorant. And there's a big difference between those two. So let's start with the haters. The haters, I call the little man, the haters, their entire role in their life is to bring other people down. Maybe they took their shot. This is actually quite frequent. They took their shot, they tried, they didn't work, they failed, and so now nobody around them can be successful. They get their value, they get their self-love by destroying other people because it makes them feel better about themselves. It's like watching some train wreck on reality TV show, right? Watching relationships and lives fall apart because it makes you feel better about your life. You feel better about your life when you see somebody else's life be a total mess, right? Those are the haters. Now, how do you deal with them? It starts by understanding that if you believe, like I believe, that humans are built to serve, right? People are built to serve. You want to do good. People are good, right? Both of those things. Humans are good and we're built to serve. Then what would get somebody who is good and built to serve to leave a nasty negative comment or to tell you that you suck or your deal is not going to work out? What would drive them to do it? They really hate their life, right? Like empathy is the first step. Just feeling bad for them, not sympathy and using that as a negative against them. Not saying, well, your life sucks, so I'm not going to... That's not gonna help anything. It's actual genuine empathy. If the highlight of somebody's day is coming to this video and leaving a negative comment, it's okay. I feel bad for that person. If that's the highlight of your day, then you must be in a really rough spot if you believe that people are good and they're built to serve. And so what that does is remove the sting out of the comment. When somebody is raging on you that you suck and that your idea is never gonna work, having empathy to understand, wow, this person is likely in a really tough spot, that removes the sting of the words and allows you to then be more practical, less emotional, to respond emotionally and feel like, oh my God, maybe they're right. Maybe they have a point. Maybe I do suck. Say, wait a minute. This person, they hate their life. Why am I listening to them? Right? Just like the wake up call out of the head game that you're in. Listen to their advice. So those are the haters. Remove the sting and then allow you to make a practical decision. The second part are the people who are ignorant. They're your friends, your family, the people around you who they actually love you, right? Chances are your parents love you. Your mom probably loves you, right? Most moms love their kids. Your parents probably love you. So why would they be telling you not to go do something? Why would they be telling you advice against what you want to hear? Because they grew up in a different era. Your parents are pilgrims. Your parents don't understand the world that exists. Your parents don't understand that you can have a full-time business from this. It doesn't make sense. When your parents were your age, they couldn't do the things that you can do. So they want you to be successful. The people around you who love you want you to be successful. They have a different definition of success. Success to them looks different than it does for you because they're from a different era, and that's okay. Again, starting point is empathy. Understand that these words that are coming out of their mouth is love. They're trying to express love. They're concerned for you. They want you to win. They just have a different version of what winning looks like.
If you want to learn how to never lose life no matter what, check out the video next to me. I think you're gonna enjoy. I will see you there. Continue to believe.